Welcome to Detroit Sports Jersey Media, Sundays from 11 a.m. to noon, broadcasting live from Detroit and stretching to the heart of Central Texas, here on FM 88.1 WHPR with co-hosts Longhorn and the Jersey Girl. Straight sports talk, no professionals here. And now, here's your host that never gets it right, but is never wrong, Will Sims.
All right, welcome to Detroit Sports Jersey. I'm your host, Will Longhorn, with the Longhorn today. What time is it, Longhorn?
Game time, prime time, Detroit Sports Jersey Media time. Let's get it on, popcorn.
All right. We got a lot jumping off today. We're going to have the Jersey Girl. She's going to be phoning in a little bit later. I just want to say a couple of things. Everybody be safe out there on the roads here in Detroit. It's snowy out there. Roads are rough, it's ugly, and I know, Longhorn, you laying on the beach down there in Texas, so shut the hell up. You ain't got to be bragging.
I'm not going to say anything. I just walked outside in my T-shirt, so I'm not going to say anything about that.
And it's a sad day in history. Of course, Detroit Sports Jersey Media didn't win the Powerball last night, so it's some sad day for the fellas here. A lot would have happened if we'd have won that last night. Now it's up over $1 billion. So,
well, you know what? I'm guaranteed never to win the Powerball. You know why?
Because you don't play.
There it is. I don't lose and I don't win, so I keep my money in my pocket.
Oh,
what I want to know is how much money is the lottery pulling in? Because you can't beat
come on, Longhorn, put $2 on it. Come on, man, you ain't that cheap. $2. Ain't nobody say you got to go out
for me.
Ain't nobody say you got to go out here and play $100 in tickets. $2?
Why would you put $2 on it for me?
I put on $2. Everybody in my life that I know and associate with, when I put my $2 on it, it's for everybody. Because everybody I know I'm going to help out if I win.
Okay, like I said, why don't you put $2? Okay, so I don't have to play. Since you put $2 on it for me, and you're going to help me out, I don't have to play.
Yeah, you're going to get exactly out of that billion. Out of that billion, that's exactly what you're going to get, $2.
Oh, okay, that's how it's.
Yeah. All right, Longhorn, let's jump off into it. Hot topic here. Let's start with the number, 313-868-3688. Hot topic jumping off here around here in the Motor City. Calvin Johnson retiring. Should he or shouldn't he? And also they just went out and hired a new general manager, Bob Quinn, from the New England Patriots. So let's start with Calvin Johnson. The hot topic. I don't think he's gonna retire.
You don't think he's gonna retire?
No.
Not retire.
No, I don't think he's gonna retire. Let me get my opinion. I think he's just basically getting the hell up out of Detroit while he can and still play for a contender where he can win the Super Bowl. 'Cause I think Calvin Johnson personally got a few more years left up in him, brother. I don't think he's gonna retire. I just think he's playing that retirement card just to get the hell up out of Detroit. I mean, this organization. Let's just face it. They flat out suck. He done wasted 9 years here, Longhorn. Why would he come back for his 10th, 11th, 12th year? I don't think he's retiring. I just think he's tired. Not tired of the game, but just tired of losing.
You think he's shopping himself out there to see who's going to grab for him, right?
Oh, I truly believe that. I really do. I truly believe that Calvin Johnson is not going to retire. Why should he? He's not the fault. If Quaddis is kept, he came in and done his job as a receiver. True. He done his job. Matter of fact, true. The main question here in Detroit, does Matthew Stafford make Calvin Johnson, or do Calvin Johnson make Matthew Stafford? And everybody know the answer of that question. Of course, Calvin Johnson makes him. And I think
if Megatron does leave, what happens to Stafford?
His numbers drop tremendously, and he's gonna be exposed for the backup quarterback that he should be, and the money that he is robbing this organization of, that he actually, doing. He's doing that. He's just robbing this organization.
Say Stafford say, I don't have anything to worry about. The Lions is not gonna get a quarterback in here to replace me, so I'm good. I just stay healthy.
See,
I agree with you on that. I will agree with you.
See, I think
Megatron makes him.
See, I think this is what I think's going on, right? I think he has the Barry Sanders, what I'm calling this syndrome or whatever. He's just tired of losing. Of course, Barry Sanders retired. He done it kind of bold. People didn't like the way he done it. He retired and quit the team at the beginning of the training camp. But hell, dog, come on, man. You know, when you don't put your guts and blood and your sweat and tears out there on the field, man, and you're not getting no results, you don't see your organization improving, you don't see them really going nowhere, why should you stay here?
Yeah, I understand that because you'll see, you're in the play, you out there playing, so you know where the weaknesses are, and I'm sure they talk about it as a team like this is what we need, this is where our weaknesses are, but you can't publicly come out and criticize your team openly in public, so you're gonna do it in the locker room or with your fellow players, and after a while you do get tired. So I can see him shopping himself around with the retirement, with the big R word, so that, hey, maybe other teams say, hey, look, brother, you don't have to retire. Come to us. We got you covered. Come to us, and we'll make sure that you get the catches that you need, and you will help us at least get beyond what we're at this point in our franchise.
See, Longhorn, what I want you to do while I'm about to make this comment, pull up Calvin Johnson numbers real quick. And I'm going to tell you why once you pull them up, why I had you to pull those numbers up. And matter of fact, I'll just tell you now why you pulling them up. If Calvin Johnson was with a caliber quarterback such as Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, he would have him at least a Super Bowl ring right now. And can't nobody dispute that. Nobody.
Oh, yeah. No doubt.
You know what I'm saying? So my thing is that this is why I think he sees no future. Dog, he been in the league 9 years. This team, and I'm quite sure he's ready to win and win the big one.
And he's only 30 years old. That's
boom,
the kicker part.
Boom, exactly.
He's only 30. So I don't think he's going to retire at 30 years old. After making $113 million.
Now he's supposed to get paid $24 million this coming up season from the Detroit Lions. I don't see him leaving that on the table if the Lions retain him. If he chooses to come back as the Detroit Lions, I don't see why should he give them a hometown. Everybody always talk about this hometown discount, right? My thing is this:
hometown discount.
Yeah. Let me tell you something about that, right? If I'm gonna get a Detroit Lions a hometown discount, why shouldn't I take this talent somewhere? Let's say, for instance, let me give you a perfect example. Let's say, for instance, the Lions offer him $10 million. I'm just throwing a number out there. The Lions, right. Detroit Lions offer him $10 million to play. That's a $14 million pay cut, right? Let's just say, let's just say New England or Green Bay offer him $8 to $9 million. Dog, I'm going with New England and Green Bay because my chances to win a Super Bowl are greater going to those teams than staying here and taking a $14 million pay cut just to say I played for the Detroit Lions. It's as simple as that.
And, not only that, to piggyback on what you said, after you done made so much money in the NFL or any pro team, after a while it becomes, I started as a kid, and I'm sure that all of us have done this, playing street football or basketball or even baseball or whatever. We've all sat up there and said, 4th and 10, 9 seconds left in the game. Give me the ball. I run all the way down, make a touchdown, and win the championship game. 3 seconds left on the clock. I shoot the ball, shoot the rock. Make the winning basket, and I win the championship game. So we all have done that growing up through our lives playing sports. So I'm sure after making so much money in NFL, he's set. He's set for life. Hopefully he's done it. He's done well with his money. So now, like you said, it's time for him to get the ring. So he's gonna go to a team. Catch the ball for Brady. or Manning, oh yeah, I would go there any day, any time of the day.
Dog, it's as simple as this, Longhorn. If Tom Brady can turn no-name players into superstars and make them great, could you imagine what he could do with Calvin Johnson? And
Look,
like
he
you
can
say,
even go to Arizona
yeah,
out there with Fitzgerald. Ooh, Lord, you talking about a 1-2 punch?
yes, but now Fitzgerald, getting long in the tooth also. But I will have to go with now Carson Palmer out there in Arizona. Yeah, he's a good quarterback, but he hasn't proven anything yet. I would roll my dice as Longhorn, and people can feel free to call in and join the conversation 313-868-3688. I'm gonna have to roll my dice with a Peyton Manning, of Tom Brady, or Aaron Rodgers. I'm talking about three quarterbacks that done won Super Bowl rings. I'm throwing
What about Wilson? What about going to your famous number 2 team?
Okay, I'll put it to you
I
like
definitely know what your number 1
okay,
team is.
I'll
How
put
you
it.
switch back and forth every Sunday.
Okay. I'll put it to you like this: if those three teams didn't want me, yes, I would take a look at the Seahawks. Yes, I would. I'm not gonna lie. If I'm Calvin Johnson, I'm not gonna just blow them off and put them on the back burner. They would be up there also. Them would be the top 4 teams. I had Seattle in my mind. I didn't want to throw them out there like that but yes, I would. Them would be my top 4 teams if I were Calvin Johnson. If I was looking to go win a Super Bowl right away within the next year or two, not Arizona. I mean Seattle, Green Bay, New England, and the Broncos. Yes, and probably you know what, Long. Let me say this. Let me correct myself. Actually, I would put Seattle above Denver. Denver would be Denver would be my 4th team.
I would put Seattle
New England
above
would be
Denver
number 1. New England would be
relies on Manning, and Manning's not out there. Then that's questionable as far as him getting his throws and as far as him going places in the playoffs. So.
New England would be number 1. Green Bay number 2. Seattle number 3. Denver 4. That's all I'm looking at if I'm looking to win a Super Bowl ring within the next year or two before I get too long tooth in the game, my brother, for real. That's all I don't need to look at no other teams. Like you say, hopefully he done well by his money. And the true test tells of players that really want to win a championship as to those that's chasing the dollars. You'll go to a team that's already set up to win a championship now as opposed to a team that's looking to rebuild. I'm looking at that age at 30, I'm looking to win now. Now, I done gave the league 9 years, this Detroit Lions, 9 years of sweat, tears, injuries, put my body out on the line. I'm looking to win now, Longhorn. I'm sorry. I'm just looking at 14. The other 28 can take a back seat. I'm sorry. That's all I'm looking. If I'm 30 years old, like you said, how much I done made? Over $100 million?
That's right. Over $100 million.
And I'm looking to win now. Them the only 4 teams I'm looking at. Simple as that. That's the bottom line. No ifs, ands, or buts about it.
So what do you think the Lions could say to Megatron to make him stay?
Oh, they can leave that $24 million on the table. That's all they got to say. No, they can't.
That's it.
Listen, let me tell you something right now. The Detroit Lions are not set up to win right now. Not right now. They are not set up to win right now. You know what I'm saying? He's 30 years old. Yeah. He's 30 years old, Longhorn. He's a receiver. He done had his injuries. He don't have too many years left in the league. You want to get him right now. At 30 years old, he got experience under his belt, great hands, no doubt. He can still go up and catch the ball with the best of them. He's a threat. Dog, you got to get him right now. And if I was New England, I'm telling you, I'll make a run for him. If I was Green Bay, I'll make a run for him. If I was Seattle, I'll make a run for him. Now, don't nobody know what the hell is going to go on with Peyton Manning up in Denver. This might be his last year, but that would be the last team I look at. You know, but right now the top three will be those. I will make a run for him, and Calvin Johnson. Ashley, no, I wouldn't even look at it. The only thing to keep me here is at 24 million, and that's if I'm only out for the cash. That's
Right,
it.
right.
That's it. If I'm out to win, I'm going for those three teams, Longhorn. It's as simple as that. Cut me, release me. That's it. Only thing the Detroit Lions can say to me to make me want to stay if I'm out for the cash is 24 million. No, hell no, I'm not giving you no hometown discount because I can go to another.
Motor City discount. We can't get no Motor City discount.
No, you can't get nothing. 24 million. That's it. Because y'all are not set up to win now. I'm getting long in the tooth. You know, my career's about to end here soon in the next year or two. Yeah, I can go like Randy Moss or, you know, other players that done played into their late 30s. But how did that work out for them? You know what I'm saying?
That's true. And not only that, though, you know, with Megatron gone, that's the only thing that as the Lions, as a Lions fan myself, you know, a true Lions Den fan, that's the only thing I had to hold on to. Because when Sue left, that's the defense. Boom, they're washed up. Then, you know, only thing that we're talking about, well, we still got Megatron as a receiver. We got a great running back, rookie running back. But now you talking about getting rid of if Megatron leaves, then what do we have to hold on to?
Longhorn. It's as simple as that. I'm up out of here. All right, let's switch topics real fast, Longhorn.
All righty.
Let's talk about some NFL coaches changes that's going on around here. Of course, Lovie Smith just got fired in Tampa Bay.
Yes.
I mean, actually, what they give him, was it? He was there a year?
2 years, about 2 years. Give no heave ho.
I tell you what, Longhorn, we're going to take a quick commercial break. When we come back from a commercial break, the hot topic is right here that's going on all over the internet is, you know, are they actually giving black coaches a fair chance of coaching in the NFL? And, you know, Longhorn, I love everybody. I don't like playing the race card. If anybody want to join the conversation, 313-868-3688. And there's been some white coaches that done worse, and they still have their job. You know,
call in, listeners. Let us know what you think. What's your opinion?
So we're gonna take a quick commercial break. A word from our sponsor, and we'll touch on this topic when we get back. And of course, we have the Jersey girl calling in at the bottom of the hour, 313-868-3688.
Hello, Detroit Sports Jersey listeners. If you would like to be a sponsor of Detroit Sports Jersey, the email address is info@detroitsportsjersey.com. And the phone number is 313-624-7814. We air every Sunday at 11 a.m. Eastern on FM 88.1 WHPR with live streaming at FM 88.1WHPR.com. Sports Jersey offers reasonable sponsorship rates. Detroit Sports Jersey is sponsored by ENO Productions /Fiverr. That's Fiverr. ENO Productions /Fiverr does video production work, and this is where Detroit Sports Jersey goes for video work week after week. Again, that's ENO Productions /Fiverr. That's Fiverr.
All right, Longhorn, we're back. Detroit Sports Jersey Media here on 88.1 FM, also TV 33 WHPR here in Highland Park, Michigan. All right, Longhorn.
All right. Let's get it on.
Before we took a break, the question was, do you think that the NFL is giving black coaches a fair chance to coach in the NFL? And like I said, once again, let me for the record, I love everybody. I don't like playing the race card. But the fact speaks for themselves. That's all I'm saying. Longhorn, take it away.
Well, I was gonna say, you know, it is tilted. It is tilted in a lopsided way, big time. Let me get a little history about this rule called the Rodney Rule.
It's the
Rodney Rule was
Longhorn.
put in place.
Longhorn.
Yes,
it's the Rooney. It's the Rooney Rule.
Rooney.
Not
Rooney
Rodney.
Rule.
Not Rodney. What the hell I tell you about getting them names correct?
The Rooney Rule was put in place in 2003, and it was put in place because the late Johnny Cochran Jr., excuse me, and some more attorneys were going to sue the league for discrimination. So the league came up with this rule here, you know, said that they was going to interview black minority coaches for head coaching jobs and a vacancy in a head leadership positions. But my thing is, when they put the rule in effect, only 6% of the head coaches were black in NFL. That's 2003, right? It's more fuzzy numbers for you, as you would say, fuzzy numbers. In 2006, 22% of the head coaches in the league were black. 2007, 2011, it got peaked to 25% were black head coaches. But since then, it's went down. How many head coaches we got in the league now, brother? That's black. You can tell me whether it's not a shift out of 32 teams.
Oh, well, I can count two off the top of my head: Pittsburgh, Cincinnati. Hell, am I talking about? Who else? That's it, right?
You got my boy Caldwell.
Oh, Carl. Okay, his ass on his way out the door. But anyway, he on his way out the door.
And you got Tim Bowles of the New York Jets.
Oh yeah, okay.
So you got 4 out of 32 teams. As my man would say, what the problem is. I don't understand how you have only 4 out of 32 teams, black head coaches. Now, my question is, and what we talked about earlier before the show was, Chip Kelly jumped straight from head coach of a college football team straight into a head coach of a pro football team. How many black coaches do you know of a college football team head coach has jumped to the NFL and became a head coach of a football team? Now, I'm like you. I'm not throwing a race card out there, but there's something wrong in Denmark, if you ask me, about this head coaching situation.
Longhorn, I can't think of one off the top of my head that, far as a African American coach that done jump straight from college to head coach. Hell, you want to talk about Chip Kelly? How about Pete Carroll? After he ruined that organization at USC, he bolted straight to the NFL. Did nobody have a problem with that? You know that Reggie Bush situation out there. I mean, they got put on probation. He destroyed them students that even before they even got to USC, got disqualified to play in bowl games. You know, that's my problem with these head coaching positions. These college coaches will destroy these kids in college, and then they can run straight to the NFL and get a head coaching position, and ain't nobody blinking an eye or saying nothing.
And another thing about this rules, rules are good if they have best intentions. Rules are good if you have, okay, these are my intentions for this rules. But if you don't have no enforcement for the rules, rules are just suggestions. So, if you don't have no penalties, no enforcement, so the NFL, they interview minority coaches for these positions, by telephone, because they doing, okay, the rule says we have to do this. So you can do this all day long, but you can also say, well, we interviewed this guy and he wasn't qualified. We interviewed him 3 times, he wasn't qualified. But what's to say you just doing it just because it's out there, just to check the block and say you did it. So should black players or even black quarterbacks, should they stand up and use their influence, what do you think, and push diversity? Because I'm telling you, when you look on the NFL roster.
Longhorn, don't get long-winded. Yes. Don't get long-winded. Now, let me put it to you like this. Don't just put that on black quarterbacks. If you want to put it on black players when damn near, 60, 70, 75% of the league are black, put it on all of them. Just don't put it on one position of the black quarterbacks.
No, I said black players. I said black players.
You said black quarterbacks, Longhorn.
I said black players and black quarterbacks, brother.
Okay, well, it's the same damn thing.
Oh.
Ain't you the hell are you talking about? But anyway, Longhorn, it's as simple. Let me tell you what I found out. Even I done heard Tony Dungy and them say this. A lot of coaches say, you know what happens with the NFL, right? A lot of owners watch the games on TV, of course. Some of them from
right.
So what happens is when you see a black coach, like in college, for instance, the first thing they would say is he would make a good defensive coordinator. He would make a good offensive coordinator. He would
Oh,
make
you don't never hear the head coach.
Yeah, no, you don't never hear them say he'll make a good head coach in the NFL. So
Yeah, that's true.
see what I'm
That
saying?
is true. Yep.
So the owners actually listen to this. And these are coming from experts that I done heard say this out of straight of their mouth. The owners listen to this, and then that's what they line them up for. You know, he's like I'll give you a perfect example. I throw the number out there, 313-868-3688. If anybody want to call in, join the conversation, 313-868-3688. I have to agree with that, Longhorn, because I hear it a lot when I'm watching the game. You know, he's a good defensive coordinator. Terrell Austin here in Detroit. Well,
That's right.
He should be somewhere coaching an NFL team. Why is he not coaching one? Everybody say he wasn't ready, but you know what they'll say? Oh, he's an excellent defensive coordinator.
He can take over for the line.
You know, okay, you're replacing one brother with another brother. That ain't solving the problem, Longhorn.
that ain't
solving the problem,
That's not expanding
Longhorn.
it.
Yeah, you go. See, there you go. Want to take out one brother and replace him with another brother. You see. But you said, Longhorn, I think you racist towards black people, man.
Oh, boy, you better get up out of here with that nonsense.
Longhorn, I think you prejudiced, man.
I think you better get up out of here with that craziness. I think you need to go down there and jump down in that Belle Isle water and cleanse yourself.
I ain't playing the race card, Longhorn.
Go down there. Look. Trek on down there through that snow and that hawk and jump in that Belle Isle water and cleanse yourself with that
the race
nonsense.
card, but I think you a little prejudiced towards the brothers.
I think you've been out in that hawk too long. Your brain ain't unthawed yet. You need to get next to that radiator in that studio over there. Put your head next to the radiator and unthaw your thoughts now.
The fact speaks for themselves. You didn't say.
But I feel what you're saying though. Like you said, I don't even think it's the matter of fact that the owners listen to those comments and they're taking it to heart, saying, "Oh yeah, we're gonna hire him as a defensive coordinator because some so-called expert on TV said it. Hey, he'll make it a good defensive coordinator."
Longhorn, I'm telling you.
I think it's some flim-flam in the situation. That's what I think, brother.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I think what's going on, right, for real, and I'm gonna get off this subject real fast. I think that the black coaches are going through the same thing that black quarterbacks went through in the day that they feel that the black quarterback can. Because, let's just say one thing like this, and everybody know this. Who's the leader of the team on the field? The quarterback.
The QB, that's where it starts and ends, right there.
Back in the day, until Doug Flutie won that Super Bowl for the Redskins, owners felt and coaches felt that black quarterbacks could not lead a team. They was too dumb and they was too slow. Let's just call it like it is. And that's what they felt back in the day to Doug Flutie won a Super Bowl for the Redskins, and that's when things started to change. And they still ain't where they need to be, but they better than what they was back in the day. It's as simple as that, and that's the bottom line. And I think that's what the head coaches are going through in the NFL right now. I really do. I think that it's just done switched from the quarterback to the coaches. And I hate to say this, like I said before, I love everybody. I don't like playing the race cards, but when it's brought up in the media, this is some things that I must address. Some things. And
it's not even a race card. It's just something to think about.
Yeah, it's just something that we have to address.
Everybody needs something to think about every now and then.
I mean, sometimes me and the Longhorn, we got to address these topics that's out here. And sometimes some of them going to involve race. Don't mean I agree with them. Don't mean I don't agree with them. But it is what it is. It must be discussed. And that's why we're a format to discuss this. And it's as simple as that.
That's right, brother.
All right, Longhorn, let's switch topics here. Recently, the top 5 players of all time. So I want to
run down the list, brother, because there's names on there I want to take out.
Hold on, sir. Hold on, Longhorn. We got a call on the line.
All right.
Caller. the hell? All right, I'm having problems with this caller. I'm answering this call, and my engineer's not in the room right now. I wish he was to help me out. You know, let me try this again. Keep talking, Longhorn.
All right, the top 5 players of all time. I tell you what, I tell you a name that better be on that list. Jerry Rice should be on that list. That's one of my top players of all time because I reviewed that list. You go and run it down to him. And then Rice was not on that list, and I'm sort of peeved about that. You cannot have top players of the NFL without Rice on the list. I'm sorry.
Okay, here go the.
I feel for you, but I can't reach you.
Okay, here go the top 5 list of all time. Number 5 coming in with Jim Brown.
I agree with that.
Number 4, Walter Payton.
Sweetness, I agree with that.
Number 3, Peyton Manning. I have to take him out. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's why I paused on that call on that one, bro.
Number 2, Tom Brady. I have no problem with that. And of course, my number 1. Of course, you know I ain't gonna have no problem with this one. My boy, Smoking Joe Montana.
All right. So who you replace for
Peyton Manning.
Peyton Manning?
I mean, of course, I'm biased here, and I'm gonna, like you said, I'm gonna say Reggie White. I'm not Reggie White, but Jerry Rice. You know, I'm gonna have to put him up there.
Yeah, that's right.
You know, let me see, who else would I put? You know, really, Longhorn, I ain't have time to think about this list, but let me tell you, who would you replace him with?
I would replace him with Rice. You know who else I would replace him with? I'm about to go all the way back. Franco Harris.
Franco?
Yeah, I'll put Franco up in there, brother. See, I'm an old head, so I go back to the old players. So, you know, I'll even throw a Lynn Swan up in there, a Stallworth in there on the list.
No, Longhorn, I ain't gonna go like that. But I'll tell you who I would put before.
You better not say no Wilson.
No. I'll put Terry Bradshaw on the list before I would put Peyton
Oh, yeah,
Manning.
Bradshaw. Yeah, I'll put Bradshaw up
Before
there.
I put Peyton Manning on there.
Oh, yeah, take Manning, I'll put
Bradshaw.
Bradshaw.
I'm not saying he's the greatest top 5 of all time, but I would put him on that list before I put Peyton Manning.
No doubt.
You know, and that's, you know, it's simple. You know, who else would I put up on that list?
You know the one reason why I would put Bradshaw on there instead of Manning? Because Bradshaw played when the rules for protecting quarterbacks wasn't all about pity pat, you can't touch him, you can't do this, you can't do that. Bradshaw played football when it was just straight up, hey, if you back there, you got the ball, you're going to get lit up regardless. So that's why I will put him on the list.
Hey, sir, who was on the line just now, call back. We had technical difficulties, and sorry that you got hung up on. And hopefully you can call back and reach us. You know, so I'm sorry about that. We didn't mean to hang up on you. You know, so hopefully we can get you through here soon. You know, but yeah, Longhorn. I mean, there's a lot of players that I would actually put up there before I put, you know, Peyton Manning.
Yeah, you might as well throw Eli Manning if you're gonna put Peyton Manning on the list.
You know, yeah. I mean, yeah, he do got 2 Super Bowl rings.
There you go.
Yeah, I mean, you know how I feel about winning championships.
Yeah, numbers and rings, brother. Numbers and rings. Numbers and rings.
Okay, then. Okay, so, but let's see. We got the call on the line. Caller, you live on the air. Is he there? Jersey girl. Okay, Jersey girl, we're having a problem. We're having some problems here with this line today.
Must be all that snow y'all got up there in D-Town, brother. That Hawk is doing some numbers on the line.
Yeah, we having some difficulties with this line today.
Remember back in the day we used to watch TV and they say technical difficulty and the TV used to go off and make that beep sound. So they got
Yes.
back on there. That was way back.
You know, like I said, we apologize to everybody that's listening, watching, and calling in. We're having problems with our phone lines right this moment, and we truly apologize for that. Truly apologize. Don't know. The engineer is about to check on it right now, so hopefully, y'all can bear with us. Continue to watch and call in here. We're trying to figure out what's going on now. But Longhorn,
What's happening? What's happening? Let's get it on, popcorn.
give me some did you knows while we try to fix these phone lines.
Did you know that the first black quarterback, did you know that the first black head coach of the National Football League was Frederick Douglass Pollard in 1922? The first black head coach of the National Football League was Frederick Douglass Pollard, also called him Fritz, in 1922. Did you know he was also the first black player to play in the Rose Bowl in 1915? Also, did you know that the NFL actually banned colored players, and they didn't lift the ban until 1946 after World War II ended? Now, when
Jersey girl, you there?
Yep, I'm here.
Longhorn, you there?
Oh, I'm here.
Okay, we got everybody then. Okay, cool. Thanks for calling in. We got these phone lines together. Hen Dog did his magic.
So that's right. All right, Head Dog. We're gonna put you in the Hall of Fame of engineers, brother.
And to the caller that
We
called
giving
in
it up for a
early,
hen dog today.
to the caller that called in earlier, we truly apologize for losing you like that. I truly apologize, and thanks for calling in and listening. And he had mentioned something about a Doug Flutie, but I didn't get his whole conversation. I was kind of interested. It piqued my interest what the hell he had to say about Doug Flutie.
Okay, you're really fuzzy right now. I can hardly hear you.
You can hardly hear me?
Yeah, you're just quiet. Okay, go ahead. I think I can hear you now.
You got to put your ears up to the phone. See, that's how that phone works. You got to put your see. I'm looking. See, you just look. You hold your.
I know how phones work.
Oh, okay. I was just wondering, the Jersey girl. Just trying to help you out there.
Thank you. I appreciate it because Lord knows sometimes I need all the help I can get, right?
Yeah. So, hey, Jersey girl, your thoughts on Calvin Johnson and the new GM? What's going on with you? We talked about it earlier, so we'd love to get your opinion on that.
Well, I think.
Let's start with Calvin Johnson.
No, go ahead. What were you going to say?
I said, let's start with Calvin Johnson.
Calvin, I feel kind of bad for him, but I don't blame him. I think, first of all, I think he's more injured than what everybody know. I think that's why they haven't been going to him, or they didn't go to him as much this year. I think he's dealing with something that he doesn't want us to know about, or, that they're not being very forthcoming with. So I think that's part of it. And I think it might be worse than what we think or he thinks. So that's probably why he's mulling retirement. That's my thought. And then if he's not getting looks from other teams, if he's actually been trying to do that because of this injury, then, yeah, I guess the next best thing to do is retire. I understand that if he wants to go to another team, a contender, I really don't blame him at all because he's one of the best one of the best NFL players in history. He deserves a championship. So I wouldn't begrudge him that at all. So I just think he's a little bit more injured than what we think. And
first of all right, we done had some technical difficulties again, but Jersey girl, let me give you a rule of thumb of life. You say you feel sorry for Calvin Johnson. Never feel sorry for somebody that done made over $100 million. Jersey girl.
Okay, I'm back.
Okay, let me tell you something, a rule of thumb of life. I done said this before we lost you on the line there. But don't ever feel sorry for somebody that made over $100 million. Don't do that. Don't say you feel sorry for me, the minimum wage brothers out here. Feel sorry for
Okay,
me.
yes, I feel more sorry for the minimum wage brothers out
There
here
you
than
go,
the
there you
people
go.
who are
Feel
making
sorry.
$100 million
Yeah, there
and
you
things
go.
of that nature. You're right. You're right.
Don't feel
I do.
sorry for him. He done made over
But see,
100 million.
according to you, he can't go into the Hall of Fame because he doesn't have a ring.
Hey, but let me tell you something. Like I told Longhorn earlier, if I'm Calvin Johnson, these are the 3 teams I'm looking at. 4 maybe, 3. I hung up on Longhorn because we had some he had some problems with his phone. But here we go. I'm gonna break them down for you, Jersey girl.
Okay, who you got?
Number 1, if I'm Calvin Johnson, I'm 30 years old. If money's no object to me no more, and I want to win a Super Bowl ring, I'm looking at New England. I'm looking at Green Bay. I'm looking at Seattle. And my last team is I'm looking at the Broncos. The other 28 teams don't matter to me because my thing is this, because he's due to make, what, $24 million next year, correct?
Yep.
Okay, everybody, well, would he give them a hometown discount? Hell no, I'm not giving you no discount. You know why? Because if I'm going to give somebody a discount, I'm going to give a team a discount where I can go win me a Super Bowl ring. Why should I give y'all a discount? You want me to stay, only 2 numbers I want to hear come out of your mouth is 2-4. That's it. anything less than that, okay, let's say the line says, okay, we'll pay you $10 million. Green Bay, New England, Seattle said we'll give you $8 to $9 million. Which team you think I'm going with?
I'm going to New England in a heartbeat.
Exactly. The only 2 numbers I want to hear come out of Detroit Lions' mouth is 2-4. Anything from that, I'm getting up from the table and walking out.
I agree.
You know, there's no ifs, ands, or buts. Ain't no. We ain't gonna drag this out, have this long dance all night. No, 2-4 or I'm gone. I'm 30 years old. I got veteran experience. I can still get up with the best of them, barring any serious injuries. I know he have these nagging injuries, but hey, I take my talent. Hey, I'm like Sue. I take my talent elsewhere.
I would take my talent elsewhere. I really, really would.
Why would I
if I were Calvin,
team?
I would. And I wouldn't feel bad about it.
This team is not built to win a Super Bowl next year. I'm 30 years old. I don't want to make the playoffs. I want to win a Super Bowl.
Exactly.
It's
exactly.
As simple as that. And that's all Calvin should be talking about. We shouldn't be talking about going back down memory lane and all this and I always want to be in line. Ah, damn all that. Get off the soapbox. I want a ring. Now, if he get a ring with another team, he goes into the Hall of Fame. If he don't, I'm sorry. He don't deserve to be there. Because I'm going to tell you why.
Why?
Because a lot of them numbers are going to be garbage numbers, the same as Calvin had. I mean, not Calvin, but Matthew. You know,
they didn't mean anything.
Out.
They didn't bring a ring.
You getting blowed out 38-10. We playing prevent defense. I'll let you gain 30 yards, 20 yards. I'll let you pad your numbers. It's as simple as that.
That is true. That is very true.
So don't bring these padded numbers to the Hall of Fame. They're not accepted here.
I'm really glad you're not on the board for the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, I know you are. I should be. I should be. Yeah. I tell you, wouldn't be a lot of clowns in there right now. In the NBA, NFL, none. Major League Baseball, none of them.
Now, baseball, I think you have a little bit more ability if you didn't win a ring. If you didn't win a World Series, I think you have a little bit more chance of getting in.
Why is that?
How is that?
Why is that?
Why is that? Because I think that, you know, if you're good, you're good. You don't necessarily have to be on a great team in baseball. I think that, you know, let's look at A-Rod. He was going to the Hall of Fame, I think, regardless. I think he was one that he would go to the Hall of Fame, regardless of where you play. I think that there's not really as much padding or stats. I don't think
Jersey girl.
What?
He's
What?
not getting in. I'm going to tell you why. If Roger Clemens and Barry Bonds don't get in.
He's not getting in.
He's not getting in. Longhorn, you back.
No, this is the caller that called in earlier.
You got to speak up, caller. Speak up for
I
me.
mean, this is the caller that called in earlier. You were talking about a black quarterback with the Redskins, and you said Doug Flutie. That wasn't Doug Flutie. That was
Doug Williams. You're right. I'm sorry, Doug Williams.
Lord, oh man, I'm
Well, I got
so
caught
sorry,
up in the
caller,
conversation,
that he
caller. I'm
said
sorry.
Doug
I
Flutie.
apologize. You're right, Doug Williams. I'm sorry. You're right. I got caught up. Sometimes I get caught up in the conversation.
I'm so glad, man, I wasn't there to check you on that one. Doug Flutie, get out of here.
I mean, I don't mind being checked. Hey, ain't no big deal. I apologize. I'm a man. I apologize. He corrected me.
Thank you for
I
calling
have no
back,
problem with
caller, to
that.
check him.
You know, that's cool. I'm cool with that. He right, Doug Williams. I got caught up. He's right.
That's right, though.
You know, yeah, you're right. Doug Flutie and Doug Williams are two different people.
They are very much so.
So he's correct about that, and I truly apologize about that. But once again, go
Thank
back
you,
to
caller, for calling back.
thanks for calling back and listening and tuning in. But listen here, if Roger Clemens and Barry Bonds don't get in, you can forget about A-Rod getting in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, and that's another thing. These baseball writers, I don't know. I really don't know about them. They are some of the most crotchety, just people
Jersey
in the
girl,
world right now.
if you cheated, you don't deserve to be in.
No, that's true. I agree with that.
If you
but
cheated,
I don't know. They're super elitist.
And then the thing about the cheating part, right? You don't know how many numbers they got on them steroids.
That is true.
That's
true.
why,
but
that's
at the
why you
same
get
time,
that's why you get disqualified automatically. How many? Did you hit 4, 500 home runs? 1 or 2? Who knows? Who knows?
that is true. That is true.
And if
But
you
also,
cheated,
but this year, regardless of that, just only letting 2 people in, that's awful. Granted, the 2 people that did get in, they deserved it, but at the same time, that's just 2 people. Come on.
Now, let me tell you something about the 2 people that got in. Mike Piazza, I loved him as a Met. I really did. I'm cool with that. You know, he got him a ring. Okay, I have no problem with that. Great catcher with them. I have no problem with that. Now,
Wait, he doesn't have a ring.
he did get one with the Mets, didn't he?
No.
Are you sure?
Hang on. We're going to double check this, sir.
I'm positive he did. I could be wrong. The Miracle Mets?
That was in '86. He was a catcher before. He was rookie in like '92.
Okay,
Hang on.
I could be wrong. But the other person that got in, I do have a problem, even though I loved him as a player. Ken Griffey Jr.
Yes, he was a very good player. And I'm glad that they both got in. And I'm glad that Ken Griffey is going to keep his hat forward on his statue.
If I was on the board, he wouldn't got in.
I know. I know.
He wouldn't have got in.
No, he wouldn't have.
You know my criteria.
See, this is why we thank goodness that you're not on the board.
You know my criteria getting into. See, I'm telling you, man, my criteria will weed out all these players that throw games and, tank the season for the fans.
But what about those who do and still win?
Well, see, if you the so-called great one.
If not that I think he did, but if you look at somebody like Tom Brady, he's always going to go down in the league as a cheater. And, but he's got the rings.
According to who?
What do you think?
According to who? According to who?
That's what I'm saying. According to other teams, they are cheaters.
You back, Longhorn?
I'm not
I'm
backing them or
Hold on. Did you find that Mike Piazza?
I'm looking it up right now.
All right, let's switch topics here while you look that up. Detroit Pistons. Let's talk Detroit Pistons here. Playoff contender or not? I think they're going to make the playoffs.
The Detroit Pistons?
Yeah, we're talking Detroit Pistons now. We're switching topics, Longhorn. I don't know what happened to you.
Technical difficulties must be that Hawk up there, brother. y'all need to throw some heaters out there in the land or something. Open up some windows. Let the heat out y'all building.
With the Pistons standing at 21-16, we lost to Jersey Girl. Longhorn, do you see them making the playoffs?
I see them making a run for the playoffs. You know, they're over 500, so I see them making a run for the playoffs. You know, but I think they got a good chance this time. I think they're clicking. I think they're gelling pretty good, so I think they got a great chance.
They won a third straight game last night against the Brooklyn Nets.
That's right, 3 on a winning streak of 3 in a row. You know, their road game's a little shaky. You know, 8-11 on the road, but they're all right.
What's their home record, Longhorn?
13-5. So their home record is real good.
Yeah, 13-5. You can't complain about that.
No, you can't complain about that. Hey, going out there to Auburn Hills, brother, cheer them on. Cheer them on to victory.
I see them making the playoffs, but I don't see them getting deep into the playoffs. See, I'm tell you something. When I watch the Pistons some nights, right? Sometimes you look at them and you wonder, like, okay, boom, they seem like a good team. Then you look at them other nights, you're like, who the hell is out here playing? You back, Jersey Girl?
So you basically don't know who's showing up, huh?
Caller, you live on the air.
Mike Piazza does not have a World Series win.
Okay, once again.
He went in 2000 with the Mets against the Yankees, but did not win.
Okay, well, my apologies once again. You know my motto.
See? So there.
I never get it right, but I'm never wrong.
You aren't wrong. You are not wrong.
All right,
that's a standby
Jersey
right
Girl,
there, boy.
Jersey Girl, we're talking Detroit Pistons. You see them making a run for the playoff?
I think that they could make a run for the playoffs. I don't think they'll go too far, but I think they'll at least make it to the playoffs.
I agree.
Think they make out of the first series of the playoffs?
I don't know. It depends on the matchup. I think it depends on the matchup. If they're lucky enough and are like a 6 or a 6 or a 7 seed, which is kind of tough, I think that they would have a favorable matchup. But if they're like the 8th seed, I don't see them making it that far out. I think it just depends on the matchup.
Okay. All right. You're going out there to Auburn Hills and cheer them on.
One day I will.
Like
I mean, they're at least playing good enough that, you know, you feel good about making that trip out to Auburn Hills.
They better than what they were last year.
Yes, they are. Yes, and they're getting some gritty, just like down and out kind of dirty wins, and that's what you need. You know what I'm saying?
Like I said,
those
they're
are the types of wins that. Yes, they are. They're gelling, and I love Reggie Jackson right now, and he's doing a great job, very good job. And I think this is his time to kind of shine. You know, he didn't get that obviously in Oklahoma City, and so I think this environment is perfect for him.
And let's not forget, Andre Drummond is playing for a new contract next year.
You said he's playing for a trade. That's what you said he was playing for.
I'm telling you, like I told y'all.
You say he's marketing himself out for other teams.
Let me tell you, like I told you about Greg Monroe. Didn't I tell y'all last year Greg Monroe was out of here?
Yeah.
Right.
Hey, where is he at? In Milwaukee. I'm telling you right now, Andre Drummond, he's gone too.
Where do you think he's going to go? End up at if he leaves?
I think it might be a little different with Andre. I think he might, if he does well, I think.
What you mean if he does well?
He's
doing great.
What?
He's
if
doing
he continues
great.
to do well, I think he'll still be a Piston.
Nah, I don't see it.
You don't see it?
Nah.
Where do you think he'd go?
I see him trying to play for a contender.
But I mean, granted, the Pistons aren't like true contenders right now. But do you think that next year? Do you think that they'll be that far away from being actual contenders?
Yes.
How many years you give them that, Will? You keep pushing our Detroit teams out to the millennium of nowhere. How many years you got to give our teams before you feel they're great contenders?
Why did I tell y'all Greg Monroe was leaving? Greg Monroe said he was leaving because the Detroit Pistons had a 5-year plan to get mediocre. His thing was this: 5 years from now, I'll be in the league 10 years. I don't want to be mediocre at 10 years into the league. That's why he got out of Detroit. So what makes them change any of that just because Greg Monroe is gone? Why would Andre Drummond?
So what you're saying is, if I'm hearing you right, we're still in the mediocre season, and we got 4 more seasons of that.
Exactly. So why would Andre Drummond want to play for a mediocre team when he can go play for a contender? I mean, don't be quiet, everybody at once.
I mean, I think if he gets in the right situation that's better, like, I'm never going to follow anybody for making their money and wanting their money. Never going to do that. But at the same time, if he feels that this team is a lot closer to being a contender than the people that would offer, then I don't see why he wouldn't stay.
What makes you think they're close to being there? What do you see when you watch these games that make you think, okay, granted, they doing better than that last year. What makes you watch the team this year to say, okay, next year they're a threat to be a contender? What do you see I don't see no threat where they're a contender for next year.
I mean, if they keep getting more players and developing what they've got, I can see them at least being a contender in the sense of, like, in the Eastern Conference. I mean, because where is he going to go that's going to, really, do you think he's going to go to a place like Golden State?
You know what?
Or Cleveland?
No. Let me tell you what it'd be.
Or Toronto.
First of all, let's take Golden State out of the pit. They set for the next few years now. So
you don't want to talk about Golden State. That's a team there.
So what?
Don't get on Golden State.
Like Miami?
No. Here we go. Here go about this is where I see him going. I'm telling you, heard it here first.
Okay.
And y'all know these names. Tarantula and Westbrook in Oklahoma. Oh, my God.
I knew you was going to say okay. I knew you was going to say Oklahoma City.
Monster.
But do you think Durant is going to still be at Oklahoma City?
Oh, yeah. He ain't going nowhere. Where he going? Washington? He going back home to Washington? Is that where
That's what everybody thinks.
Nah, he ain't going nowhere.
Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, boy, they 26 and 11.
He ain't going
They're
nowhere.
on fire. They're on fire.
He ain't going nowhere. Tarantula ain't going nowhere. Them all rumors.
Hey, look, they're 17-5 at home, so they're on fire over there, Oklahoma City. So I think they got a good team.
All they need is that one more player.
Deep.
They just need that one more player, and it's A.D. Andre.
You think
Drummond.
it's A.Z.?
A.D. Andre Drummond, and it's a wrap.
Take them over the top, huh, Will?
It's a wrap. It's a wrap.
If you insist. I still think he stays, but that's just me.
Listen here, Jersey girl, let me tell you something like I told Longhorn early in the season.
Here we go.
Please tell me.
Who told y'all was
Here we go.
Who told everybody who was going to win this World Series when the season
started? Oh, Lord.
I did. I said the Royals.
No, you didn't.
Who told y'all that Seattle was going to make the playoffs? I did. Huh?
Yes, and they made the playoffs. Do you think that they'll win today? It's going to be kind of chilly up there.
Who told y'all come tomorrow night was going to be playing for the national championship? My Roll Ties Roll. I did.
Well, okay, now come on. Now everybody knew that Alabama was going to
the
win.
Longhorn did. No, not everybody. Not everybody.
Was special. He should have known.
Not everybody.
That Alabama team is going to be ready.
Y'all
who's going to win the national champ? I'm telling you right now.
Alabama.
Clemson.
Y'all, everybody out there that's watching and listening,
Clemson.
Tomorrow night, y'all go watch my Alabama Crimson Tides roll. Everybody give their final comments before we get out of here. Roll, Ties, rolls. Ladies first, Jersey girl.
Roll, Tide, roll. I think that's going to be interesting. I saw that Antonio Brown, quote-unquote, catch. That was not a catch, but that's another story for another day. Yeah, go Pistons. Roll Tide.
Longhorn.
Game time, prime time, Detroit Sports Jersey Media time. And I'm going to go Clemson.
Next week at this time, I'll be sitting here as a 4-time champs, me and Nick Saban of Alabama. Roll, Ties, roll. 11 a.m. Eastern Time Sunday. WHPR 88.1. We out of here. I'm your host, Will.
Thank
We
you,
out.
listeners from Detroit to Central Texas, for joining us here live on Detroit Sports Jersey Media with your host, Will Sims, and co-host, Longhorn and the Jersey Girl, every Sunday at 11 a.m. Eastern, right here on FM 88.1 WHPR. Visit us at DetroitSportsJersey.com. Straight sports talk. No professionals here. Have a great week.